Namaste Yogis, thanks for joining me today. We are going to be working in a fairly powerful Vinyasa flow. And if you've done Vinyasa before, you'll know that we do a lot of chaturangas. And chaturangas is a lot of shoulder work, a lot of wrist work. And so I want to kind of talk through that today. I've been studying all about the shoulders and the arms, the wrists and the hands in my anatomy sessions for my course, my yoga course. So I've just really loved kind of understanding the joints, the muscles, the bones and the parts of the arm and the shoulder that we use much in yoga. And I feel it really helps me understand where to kind of put my strength and where to kind of position myself when I'm holding strong poses in order to prevent injury. So we're going to play around with that. I'm going to give you some cues in the beginning, and then as you practice and you flow today, thinking about those kind of areas in your body and how it feels for you. So let's begin by breathing. Pranayama is the work of our breath, the control of our breath, to center ourselves, to invite space and awareness within, so that when we move, we're with ourselves. So just kind of gently sitting taller. You need to open up your glutes to feel your sit bones in the mat. Bringing your hands to your thighs or your knees. Invite the breath, just exhale, let out all of that air. Inhaling, sitting a little taller. And exhaling, rolling the shoulders back and down, finding length in your posture. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And starting to breathe in and out through the nose. Allowing that calm control of the breath to settle you. Maybe even speaking in your mind that you're inhaling, deepening the breath down low, feeling your chest expand, feeling the back of your ribs expand. And as you exhale through the nose, feeling the body soften, noticing those subtleties. Allowing those sensations and those little observations to be a part of this meditation. How do you feel? Breathe into those feelings and breathe them out. Invite some breath control here. I'm going to give you some counting cues. As we inhale for 6 counts, we'll hold our breath at the top. As we exhale for 6 counts, we'll hold our breath at the bottom. And we'll do about 3 to 5 cycles of this controlled breathing. In and out through the nose. So I invite you on your next exhale, let all the air out. Hold your breath at the bottom. Inhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Take another 2 cycles at your own count, counting deeply as you inhale, pausing at the top. And when you arrive there, exhale slowly for 6, taking your own count. Bottom of your final exhale, just return to natural breathing. Gently smiling to yourself for the space that you've given, the time that you've allocated to arrive on your mat, being present, keeping that awareness and that body opening, that unlocking. And just slowly open your eyes, allow your gaze to be soft. And slowly, we're going to lift our hands up as we breathe in, reach up to the ceiling. Invite length and movement into the practice now. Taking the right arm down, stretch over to the side. Looking up to the ceiling if that feels good. Inhale, come up. And exhale to the other side. The ceiling, opening the chest. Feel that stretch all the way from the hips, the lower back. On your next inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Hinging from the hips, keeping your glutes on the mat, fold forward. Relaxing your body down, relaxing your face forward. And kind of gently pushing back through the hands, setting your bottom into the mat. And as you exhale, just soften the body forward, bringing your elbows down if they get there. Bringing your forehead to the floor or the mat if it gets there. If not, just relax here. Enjoy the stretch, enjoy the fold. Your groins, your hips, your lower back, your neck, your shoulders. I'm going to invite you here to consider your breathing. In yoga, we breathe in and out through the nose. It's a little bit of a smaller cavity to control the breath. And as we inhale and exhale, we use what we call the Ujjayi breath, the Ujji breath. It's this hot yogic breath and actually massages the nerve in the back of the nose and the throat. This helps relax your nervous system and give you balance. So that Ujjayi breath is like a hot fogging, that kind of hot breath. You keep the mouth closed. So imagine you're fogging that mirror as you exhale with your mouth closed. And can you engage that Ujjayi breathing? Let's inhale, let's lift up halfway onto your hands. Opening your heart, pushing your shoulders back away from the ears, and take your hands over to the right, leaning over towards your right knee. Gentle spinal twist. Using that Ujjayi breath to calm us, to center us. Gently inhale back to center. Halfway lift. Lift yourself up, push the shoulders back, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale over to the other side. Back to center, lift up halfway, and then bring yourself all the way up. As you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down, give a few little cycles here, and then shimmy it out. It just feels like getting out all that tension, loosen up. Yeah, nice. We're going to try something different. I think if you've practiced with me a long time, you might have done this session or this sequence with me, where I like to do a reclined Surya Namaskar A. So this is where we kind of understand the movements of our Surya A, which is sun salutations, but everything is from this position. So I invite you to come into a reclined position on your mat, laying down. I'll work hard with my visual cues, and this is a great way to warm up our core and kind of engage everything in a more controlled way, to kind of start to feel the movement in our body and be aware of it. So in Surya Namaskar A, we start in Tadasana, mountain pose. Usually this pose is standing. Right now, we're lying down. So imagine the floor is where our feet is, that you're pushing your feet flat onto the floor. Spread the toes. Squeeze your thighs gently towards each other, and at the same time, imagine that your legs are pulling away from each other. Your kneecaps lift, your legs are on. Squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. This is the Mula Bandha, the root engagement of your body. Squeeze there, squeeze your glutes. Your lower body's engaged. As you exhale, squeeze and knit your core together. Feel your abdominal switch on as you exhale, narrowing the ribs, knitting together. Roll the shoulders down and back, away from the ears, and put energy and point your fingertips down towards your feet. You're like a rod right now in your body, on your back. Feeling the ground support you. And imagine there's a cord lifting you up through the top of your head. Now you're really like a soldier, flat on the ground. Someone's packed you into a little soldier box. And this is Tadasana on your back. Very, very different. So we're going to start really slow. I'm going to instruct you now to inhale. As you inhale, lift your hands above your head, bring your hands together. Urdhva Namaskarasana, on our back. Exhale to Uttanasana, we forward fold. So use your hands or use your core, support yourself up to a seated position and fold forward towards your toes. Forward fold. Breathe here and just gently pedal out the legs, maybe lifting one knee up and pushing the other knee down into the mat. Just stretching gently through the hamstrings. If it is morning where you are, if you're in the UK, just be gentle. Don't overstretch the hamstrings. Just waking up those big long muscles. So usually in Surya A, we would be standing right now and forward folding. So we're kind of doing this supported. Inhale for halfway lift. We bring our hands into Dandasana, staff pose. This is our halfway lift, flat back. Pull the chest open, roll the shoulders back and down. Then we would usually step back to plank. So right now, our plank is going to be reclined with our hands out in front of us, and slowly lower your back down to the mat, bringing your hands up and out from your shoulders. Palms are flat facing the ceiling. This is our plank pose, yeah? Imagine you're in plank. Your legs are hip width apart. So feel that pose. Now we do chaturanga. Usually we lower the chest towards the ground, but instead we're gonna lower our elbows, bending them back down to the mat so you feel your triceps on the mat. Feel that pose, visualize what chaturanga looks like right now. And then we come up into a back bend. It's usually upward facing dog. Instead, bring your feet in. We're gonna back bend into a supported bridge. So bring your feet on the floor, knees are up. Take your palms down by your sides, and as you exhale, lift the hips. Bridge pose. Inhale here, push those hips up, stretching here. And let's feel where that back bend is. Different, it's like a reverse back bend. Usually it's your upper back that's bending in upward facing dog. Right now we're focusing on the lumbar spine, the lower back, supported. Engaging the glutes and the inner thighs, drawing those thighs towards each other. Excellent, this is fun now. Downward facing dog from here. So we're not gonna go to downward dog. We're gonna lower the hips to the mat. Exhale. Inhale, lift your body up into a half boat pose. So upper body comes up. You're rolling your shoulders back and down. Your knees come towards your chest. So you're balancing here on your glutes. Now I have a lot of glutes. I love my glutes. That's what I tell myself. If you find you're rocking back and you're on your tailbone, you need to kind of come up and find balance underneath the sacrum. It shouldn't be painful, but you can always lower the feet and balance here. So find where it works for you. This is our low boat, a half boat, or come with me for Navasana. Lift the hands up like a downward facing dog and straighten the legs. This is your downward dog on our bums. So feel that pose here. Breathe here. Warming up now, feels great. We usually do 3 breaths in a downward facing dog. So you can always modify, you come to where you need. And then we step forward, so lower the feet down to the mat, roll the body forward and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your knees, flat back, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Then we come all the way back to the ceiling. So inhale, lift the upper body, and exhale, take it back down to the mat. Hands are behind you. Urdhva Namaskar, we reverse where we came from, and then take it to Tadasana. On our backs, mountain pose. Lock your mountain on. Let's repeat this process. Inhale, take the hands up above your head. Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, lift the upper body up, fold forward, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift, bring your hands to your knees, pull the chest forward. Exhale for plank pose, so your hands come out and we roll back, all the way back to the mat, like you're in a reclined plank. Excellent. Exhale, bring your elbows down to the mat. Chaturanga is what we would do, which we're not. And then on your next inhale, bring the feet in, lift the hips. Bridge pose. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hips. Lift the body up as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float forward and fold. Inhale, roll the spine, reach up to the ceiling. Urdhva Namaskar as you roll back to the floor. Hands are above your head. Exhale into Tadasana. Mountain pose, reclined on the floor. Let's try it again, same pattern. Inhale, lift your hands above your head. Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, take the body up and forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to your knees or your shins. Open the chest as you sit up. Exhale to plank pose on your back. Hands come out, lower down to the mat. Good. Inhale here. Exhale for Chaturanga. We just bring the elbows down to the mat. Bring your feet in and then palms flat on the mat. Lift the hips. Inhale for bridge. We move from here. Exhale, lower the hips and bring the upper body up into a halfway lift, sitting. Hands to your knees or your shins. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling, sitting up and lowering back. Curl the tailbone under as you lower for a little bit more core support. Bring your hands together. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. And just have a moment here. Awesome. So that is kind of a different translation or take on our Surya Namaskar A. We're going to do it 2 more times. I'm just going to cue it faster because you've kind of learnt the sequence, and then we're going to do it standing, and we're going to do it faster. So we really build up a lot of energy. Okay? Tadasana, reclined. Breathe in here, lengthen through the top of the head, engage the legs, kneecaps are lifted. Squeeze the Mula Bandha in your core. As you exhale, knit your ribs together. Shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale all your air out from where you are. And let's begin. Take your hands above your head. Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, lift up the body, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to knees or shins. Pull the chest forward. Exhale, take the hands out in front of you and lower and take your elbows all the way down, Chaturanga. Bring the knees in. Inhale for bridge pose, which is our upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, I forgot this last time. Lift up into our boat. I totally forgot this. Straighten the legs if you wish. 3 breaths here. This is called a boat pose. Downward dog. This is like upward. Same position if our hands and our feet were on the mat. So have a go, breathe and squeeze. My legs are shaky. How are yours? Okay, from downward dog, we're gonna exhale, lower the feet down halfway. So we're just gonna flatten our back, sitting tall. And then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, roll all the way onto our backs, lift your hands above your head, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, bring the upper body up, folding forward for Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Bring your hands out in front of you. Exhale, Chaturanga, and just bring the elbows back down toward the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the feet in, lift the hips, bridge pose. And then exhale, we're gonna come into half boat or Navasana, lift the upper body up. 3 breaths here. Woo, you got it, you've got it. I remembered it. Nice, everyone. Ujjayi breathing. Use that hot yogic breath. Awesome, lower the legs. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take it all the way back to the ground. Hands coming above your head, Urdhva Namaskarasana. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice. Slowly when you're ready, support yourself as you come up, and we're gonna come into a standing pose. I'm getting much warmer now. So we're gonna do the same poses. We're gonna do 5 cycles of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutations A. Same poses, different engagement, more strength, and I'll give you some modifications, okay? If you need a towel or a drink, grab that. And let's stand at the top of our mats for our first Sun Salutations. Everyone okay? I think good. You look great, guys. Awesome. Okay, so our feet can be either hip width apart, or you can bring your feet together, spread your toes, have a look at them. They're gorgeous. Those toes are beautiful. So invite in that excitement of your feet. They do a lot for us, right? So lift up through the body, roll the shoulders back and down. As you exhale, imagine your ribs here are knitting together. You're engaging your inner core muscles. Roll the shoulders back and down, point the fingers to the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. Lift up through the top of the head, tall in your posture. Exhale all your air out now. And let's begin Surya A. Inhale for Urdhva Namaskarasana, the hands come above the head. Bring the hands together. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, Uttanasana, just like we did on the floor. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, flatten your back and pull your chest forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, place the hands beside your feet. Step back into plank pose. Inhale here in plank. Lower your knees to the mat into a low plank and slowly lower your chest down to the ground. Push the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, push up through your hands, lifting up, arching the spine. And if you can keep your knees lifted, pushing up through your wrists, through your hands, and feeling yourself gripping the mat with your finger and your thumb, your index finger and your thumb. Breathe here. Now you can come to your knees, lift the hips, curl the toes under, and lift up for downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Pushing back through the hands. Exhaling, softening the body. Looking at your hands, just checking where your position is. Are your fingers pointing forward to the top of your mat, your index finger? Can you feel a push back through your hands, bending the knees, lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling? And imagine you're trying to open a jar with your hand, turning your hands outwards so that your inner arms squeeze in and up, pushing back through those shoulders, and then lowering the heels down to the mat. On your next inhale, come to your tippy toes, look forward. Exhale, walk or step the feet in between the hands. Inhale for halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Roll the spine up, reach up to the ceiling, bring the hands together, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's keep it going. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. We repeat the poses. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, step back for plank and lower down. All on the one exhale, taking it down towards the ground. Inhale, push up through the hands, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, pushing back, lifting the hips. 3 breaths here. Inhale with me and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming onto your toes as you inhale. And feel free to step, jump, or hop the feet in between the hands. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll the spine up. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, resting here in Tadasana. So we're going to do 3 more of these. We're going to just do them faster, and I'll most likely give you an inhale and an exhale cue. And you just take your own time, and you can breathe with me or breathe at your own pace. Modify where you need to. You can also keep your knees lifted in Chaturanga if you want to go a little bit stronger. Okay, let's go. Stand in Tadasana, let all the air out. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift up, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step, jump, back, Chaturanga, lower down to the mat. Inhale, push up, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Take your own count. Inhale for preparation. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach on up. Inhale, roll the spine. Bring the hands together. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. Salute the sky. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flatten your back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward dog, exhale. Inhaling, lengthening the body. And exhaling, softening the heels. Your neck should be relaxed. Your next inhale, prepare, looking forward, bending your knees. And then exhale, step, jump, or walk the feet forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll the spine up, reach up to the ceiling. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, Tadasana. Resting here. Take a drink, take a wipe. Fairly basic, sun salutations. Fun. Hopefully you're feeling good. You're feeling a little bit more attuned to the movement in your body and how you're engaged. So we're going to go to Surya B. It's really the same. Surya Namaskar B adds into the sequence. So I know that a lot of you know this, but just in case you're like, this is new and it's confusing and I'm like, I don't know where my legs are going. We come up into Warrior One. So Warrior One pose looks a little bit like this, but I encourage you, it can feel really good to keep the back heel lifted and you can feel like you have a little bit more control when we're moving fast. There's nothing wrong with this. as long as you keep this back leg straight and strong. Okay, so think of those little tips as we move fast. And if you want to join me in this pose now, let's do it. Let's just prepare and set this pose. So come into your lunge, keeping the back heel lifted, straight and strong in the leg, and you want your knee to be over your ankle. If you're wanting to engage the glute here and you lower down but you come forward, can you see an issue here in my alignment? So you want to lift up and sink down from the glute. And then you feel that, right? Your knee is in line with your second and third toe. You can bring your hands to your hips, feeling tall in your spine, rolling the shoulders back and down, and then lifting the hands up. Hastasana arms, open up into warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips as you exhale and step that foot forward. Shake out the leg. A lot of that openness comes from the hip flexor. So this back leg, take the other leg back now. Let's change sides. Even it up. Keep the back heel lifted. A lot of that kind of flexibility to deepen the lunge comes from here. So if you've got tight hips, notice that. Breathe into it and back off a little bit. You know, that tightness, we don't want to hurt it. We want to lengthen it. So adjust yourself. Find your foot parallel with the length of your mat. Second and third toe in line with your knee. And then take the back foot back straight and strong as you lower into your lunge. Breathe here. Lengthen the spine and lift your arms up. Warrior one. Some of you might be thinking, why aren't we lowering that back heel? Usually warrior one, you've got that back heel lowered. But for now, I just want you to engage in stretching through this front hip flexor. So just feeling that, getting your balance on the balls of your feet. On your next exhale, step that other foot forward to the front of your mat and shake out the legs. Cool. Now that you're kind of feeling that as we come into that warrior one, think about that length and that alignment and the strength in that back leg, okay? Warrior one is great. We get really warm with it. So let's stand back in Tadasana. I'll give us our cues to get there. And it's the same kind of rhythm and flow. We're gonna do 5 of these. We're gonna feel it, okay? Stand in Tadasana, lengthen the spine, shoulders back and down. Lift the kneecaps, engage the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes on, engage the mula bandha, and smile. Inviting these positive feels. Feeling strong, feeling calm. On your next inhale, reach up for Urdhva Namaskar. We're gonna sit down into a chair pose. So exhale, sitting on your bar stool. We don't have to sit on a chair and be so low. You can sit on a bar stool for this chair. So sit on your chair pose. Breathe here in chair. Feel the thighs and the glutes turn on. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Breathe in chair. And when you're ready, exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold and straighten the legs. Inhale for Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga, just like before. Feel free to lower the legs, lower the knees, and then lower the chest. Inhale, push up for upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now we're gonna move here. We're gonna inhale and raise the right leg up into a 3-legged dog. Straightening that right leg into the sky. Let's breathe here and stretch here for a few breaths. Feeling that length through the back of the left leg, all the way from that sit bone and your hip joint. Ooh, feel that. Looking between the hands, let's take the right leg and place the foot in between the hands. Keeping that back heel lifted, straight and strong in the back leg. Inhale, lift the upper body into warrior one. Look up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center into namaste. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down, step back for chaturanga, or you can go straight to downward facing dog. Modify for yourself. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, raise the left leg up. Push back through the hands. A few breaths here as we settle into this balance. Feeling that stretch through the back of the right leg. Calm yourself with your breathing. Inhaling, look between the hands. Exhale, take the left foot, setting up your lunge. Straighten that back leg, the heel is lifted with the strength of your torso. Inhale for warrior one, lift up. Exhale to namaste, hands to heart center and lunge a little deeper. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down, step back for downward dog or chaturanga, you decide. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. 3 breaths here. Take your own count. This is where the Ujjayi breathing comes in. Telling your nervous system to settle, to unwind, and to invite that space. On your next inhale, prepare, look forward, bending the knees, step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now we have a chair pose coming up. We're going to squat into our chair. Inhale, lift the upper body into chair pose, Utkatasana. And then exhale, lift the upper body up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back for plank and chaturanga, lowering down. Take your time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg, inhale, lift it up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, take it forward into our lunge. Set yourself up as you breathe out. Inhale, lift the upper body into warrior one. Exhale to namaste. Inhale here, take a moment. Exhale, take the hands down, step back for chaturanga or downward facing dog. Inhale, upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg up. As we exhale, bring that left foot in between the hands and set your lunge up. Lovely. Inhale, lift the upper body up. Warrior one. Exhale to namaste. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down, step back for downward facing dog or your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Lengthening the tailbone as you inhale and softening, relaxing the heels as you exhale. Wide fingers gripping the mat. On your next inhale, prepare, look forward, bend the knees, step, jump, or hop the feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Sitting into our chair pose. Inhale, Utkatasana, lifting the upper body and the arms. Exhale, lift all the way up into Tadasana. That's 2 sets. Grab a towel, grab a drink if you need. I need a little bit of water. We're going to do 3 more sets. We're going to get a little quicker each time. And if you are feeling a little out of breath and you're finding it hard to do the inhales with the exhales and the movement and you just slow it down. You don't have to keep up with me. You just slow it down at your own pace. And just feel good in that. That's what yoga is, where you're at. So let's come to the front of the mats. We got this, yeah? 3 more sets. Inhaling, exhaling, getting warm. Breathing in. Breathe everything out. Let's begin those cycles. Inhale for chair pose, squatting down. Lift the body up for Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back for Chaturanga, lowering down. Inhale for upward facing dog. Downward dog. We're gonna move here. Inhale, take the right leg up to the ceiling, lengthen that leg. Exhale, take it to your lunge. Set yourself up, strengthen the back leg. Inhale, lift yourself into warrior one. To namaste, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down, chaturanga or downward dog. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring it forward into your lunge. Inhale, lift up, warrior one. To namaste, exhale, deepen the lunge. Inhale. And exhale. Find your rhythm. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And downward dog. 3 breaths. Ujjayi breathing. And softening the body. Your next inhale, prepare, look forward. And exhale, step or jump the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Squatting into your chair. Inhale, lift the upper body up into chair pose. Exhale, standing straight and tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. 2 more sets. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward dog. Raise the right leg, inhale. Exhale to lunge. Inhale for warrior one. Namaste, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, take it down, step back for downward dog or chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. Left side, inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, bring it forward into your lunge. Upward to the ceiling, warrior one. To namaste, exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale, step back, chaturanga or downward dog. Upward facing. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhaling to your toes, looking forward. Exhale, step, jump or hop the feet to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana fold. Sitting in your chair. Inhale, lift up for Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Final flow, chair pose. Inhale for Utkatasana, a little faster. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. We keep moving. Inhale, raise the right leg. Bring it forward for lunge. Inhale for warrior one. Exhale, bring it to your heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down, step back, chaturanga or downward dog. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, downward dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg up. Bring it forward into your lunge. Exhale. Warrior one. Inhale. Namaste. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands down, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Point into your toes, prepare as you inhale. Exhale, step, jump or hop the feet forward. Inhale up, what is this called? Halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. I got so distracted by the music. Sitting in your chair pose, inhale, Utkatasana. And then exhale, Tadasana. Bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your diaphragm. Relax the shoulders back and down. Take your breathing here. Close your eyes if that feels good. Tuning into your body. Feeling your heartbeat. Softening the face, softening the arms. And again, becoming aware of that spaciousness within yourself. The awareness of your breathing, the warmth of your body. To be alive. Such a beautiful thing. And gently allow yourself to come out of that little trance. Feel free to grab a drink or a wipe. Just going to check the time. How we're going? Oh, we're going good. Okay. So that was sun salutations A and B. I guess with a variation at the start. Wherever you're at in your practice, I encourage you to kind of do those kind of flows each week, feeling yourself breathing, moving, and just, using the muscles, getting that mobility happening. Let's play on the floor. Let's do some really beautiful, deep kind of stretches. We're really warmed up. So come onto the mat. We're gonna play in pigeon pose. I love it. It hurts sometimes. So let's try and get in it carefully, especially protecting the knees and not having to go so deep in your hips. So let's come into table pose, quadruped, by your wrists coming under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Feeling grounded here. We know this pose. We can hold it. It's a safe pose. There's a lot of space here to be aware of and breathe into. Relaxing the body in this pose. From here, we're going to take the hands out a little further, just like a hand width in front of the other. We're going to lift the left leg up behind us, straight and long. We're going to bring this left leg towards our left elbow. So it's kind of a crunch. We're going to kind of lean forward and squeeze it there, engaging the core to squeeze it towards that left elbow. Whew. Let's take it out straight again, straight behind us, strength through the leg. This time squeeze it to the elbow, hovering that leg if you can. You can always take the foot to the mat. But we now want to squeeze it underneath us and bringing it down into pigeon pose. Yeah, I really can't describe that one. Bringing the left foot kind of towards the right wrist. Okay, now it is ideal to try and keep the front of your leg parallel with the top of your mat, but it depends your flexibility. So you can bring that heel towards your groin. So bring it down towards your pubic bone. Let me see from the front here. You can see here, okay? So you can kind of decide if you're going to bring your ankle closer to that wrist or if you're going to bring the ankle closer towards your pelvis, okay? If you bring it closer towards your hip or your pelvis, you can protect that knee a little more while getting the benefit of that stretch. So you just play with where your flexibility is and you just settle into this kind of pose, supporting yourself with your hands. If you need a little block or even a pillow underneath your hip, you can invite yourself to get that. So it's really about understanding and feeling that position for you. Okay? Some people haven't done this for a really long time, so just take your time getting there. And then the aim is to try and bring this left glute closer down to the mat. So pulling that right leg straight out from behind you and sinking that pelvis down. If you're with me, you can bring your hands onto your calf and onto your leg. So we're arching the spine now, getting even more of a back bend. Sitting tall, you can kind of lift up through the hip, lifting the spine, shoulders are back and down, and then sink the pelvis. Pigeon pose. Woo. Inhale, open the chest, and then hinging from the hip, we bring our belly forward first, keeping the chest lifted. If you want, you can support yourself as you lower down, slowly, slowly bringing yourself to your elbows. Oh, deep. If that feels good for you, lower yourself all the way down, bringing your chest down over your leg, bringing your forehead to the mat. They say this is restorative yoga. I think it's actually some of the hardest to sit in that tightness of the pelvis. All your fascia is just straining against this tightness. And that's the aim, to kind of release it, allow the nerves to just settle, rather than telling your brain, this is too tight. So just breathe through it. Softening the body with every exhale. Of course, you can bring yourself up if it feels too intense. It shouldn't be painful. I'm going to go one step further if you wish. I'm going to come to my elbows. Elbows are under shoulders. I'm going to curl that back knee in. Now you could just feel that. That might be like, this might be it. Like just that movement might be enough for you. Otherwise, this is my right foot behind me. So I'm going to take my left hand and find the outer edge of the foot. Yeah. Pretzeling, we are pretzeling. Squeeze that first before we fold forward. Squeeze the heel towards the glutes, stretching through the quad. Feels great. Breathe into it. Now you could stay here. You might just want to catch it and breathe and then let it go. Otherwise, I'm going to aim to bring that left shoulder down towards the ground. Again, oh, that was my hand. Stretching down, lengthening your body flat, bringing that left shoulder down to the left knee. Again, we're like a pretzel right now. No other word for it. The pretzel pigeon. And then release that back foot. Bring yourself back to your elbows, onto your hands. Now we've sat in that pose for a few minutes, so let's curl the back toes under, lift the hips up and reverse like we did, push up into a three-legged plank and take that left leg back into a plank pose. And then lower the knees into your tabletop pose. Oh. And just let that fresh blood flow back through the hip, back through the leg. If it feels good to kind of wag your tail or sway there, you can. And let's just stretch the left leg back now and push the heel away from you, lengthening that leg that was bent under us. Okay, bringing that knee down. Let's take the hands out again, not from under our shoulder, just a hand width in front. And this time, stretch the right leg back straight and strong. Three-legged table. Let's bring the right knee to the right elbow, squeeze, push up through the wrists. That foot is lifted off the ground, hovering if it can. Stretch it back again, take it behind you, straight and long. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the elbow, and this time we're going to pass the right foot underneath our arms and place it down into pigeon pose, lengthening through the back leg, Settling the pelvis down towards the mat. Adjust your knee to ankle. Does your ankle come closer? Can you open it up? What feels good? What do you notice? And just invite some little movements, some little side to sides as you lengthen through the hip. And if you want to take your hands onto your ankle, your calf, your thigh, sitting a little taller in your posture, you can kind of lift the pelvis up as you lengthen the spine, and then plopping or pushing your pelvis down towards the ground. Hinging from the hips, belly first, fold towards the ground, bringing your elbows down, inhaling here, and then exhaling, folding forward. Stopping at any point that feels like it's too much and just reverse it. Go back to your hands. You can even go to child's pose if that feels what your body needs. Just meditate in whatever posture you find yourself. Exhaling and softening the body. I invite you to bring that back leg in, come back to your elbows. Take the foot, the outer edge of the foot with your right hand and just squeeze it first towards your glutes, stretching through the quad muscle. Getting pretzel-y now. So we want to hold onto that outer edge of the foot. You don't have to squeeze it so close, but we're aiming to bring our right shoulder down towards the right knee and bringing your face down towards the ground. Slowly releasing that back foot, bringing yourself back to your elbows, taking it easy as you come back to your hands, pushing up through the hands, curl the back toes under for a three-legged plank. So lift the upper body up and then take that right leg back into plank. Just allow the blood to kind of flow through the leg there. Woo! Bringing your feet down into table pose. Shaking out the tail feather. Allow that blood to flow back. And then come onto your bottom. Oh yeah, take the legs out in front of you. And just lean back and just give them a shake. How do your hips feel? I don't think my hips have ever felt that open for a long time. So it was really nice, really nice. Well, hopefully nice for you too. Slowly, let's lower ourselves onto our backs and come into a happy baby. So opening up the groin this time. So lift the feet up towards the ceiling, grabbing the outer edges of your foot. Whoop. If you roll over, that's fine. Aim to kind of push your sacrum, which is, your tailbone, plugging it down onto the floor rather than lifting it high. So press that tailbone into the mat, and then you can play. Bring the heels together if that feels good. Open up the feet, lifting the heels to the ceiling. And you can roll from side to side, just like a happy baby. Inviting that openness through the back, through the groin. Gently lowering your feet down to the mat. Let's take the left leg up to the ceiling. The right foot is on the mat, so the knees up. Cactus the arms, so palms are face down out from your shoulders, and take the left leg over the right leg, hooking it underneath the calf muscle. If you can double cross, otherwise just single crossing the legs is fine. So you can kind of hook that foot under the calf, and then rock those legs over to the right, keeping your shoulders plugged on the ground, looking to your left for a back twist. As you exhale, deepen the twist, and close your eyes here, inviting the length in your spine. Inhale, come back to center. Undo the locked legs. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Cross it over the left. And if you can, hook it underneath the calf muscle. These are called eagle legs, Garuda legs. Exhale, drop your legs over to the left as you look to the right. Allowing those hips to get heavier as you exhale, deepening the twist. Coming back to center, unhook the legs and slide yourself into Shavasana, corpse pose. Reposition your shoulders so they're soft in your mat. And your heels are a little wider than your hips. You can close your eyes here in your Shavasana. Allowing the feet to get floppy. The hands, palms face up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, feel that body melt into your mat. Inhaling. And through the mouth, sigh it out and exhale. Seeking that space. Just disappearing in this relaxation. Letting go. Disappearing. Stay here a little longer. I invite you to pause the video or mute your sound. It's really, really beautiful to take the time to disconnect, allow the nervous system to unwind, to give yourself that time to unplug. As we come back to awareness in the body, maybe tell your mind to inhale consciously, breathing in, feeling that chest rise almost like a stretch, and then exhaling through the mouth, feeling that body get floppy again. Turning your palms face down, feel the temperature of the floor. Wiggling your toes. Maybe gently sliding your hands above your head as you breathe in. Having a playful little stretch here. Smiling to yourself and feeling good. Feeling good just for where you are for this moment. For just being you. And gently turning onto one side in your body, changing the weight over. And flicker the eyes open, taking in your surroundings. And if that feels fine, lifting yourself back up gently to a seated position. You can cross your legs here comfortably, or I invite you to come into a half lotus. So bringing one foot close towards your pelvis, towards your pubic bone, and taking the other foot up towards the hip. And that other leg stacking on top. That can feel tight on the knee. We did stretch it out, but just see how that feels. Maybe one side feels better than the other. Relaxing your hands on your thighs, rolling the shoulders around a few times. I'm just going to bring our hands together and cause a little bit of friction there, heating them up. I definitely need to heat my hands up. Go a little faster. And then close your eyes and lay the palms of your hands on your eyes, shutting out the light, bringing yourself back into your own space. Just breathing into this moment. Maybe gently stroking your face here, coming across your forehead, around your temples, down your cheeks, give them a little rub, wake up the face, just like a puppy dog behind those ears. Feels good down the neck. And gently bow your head here towards your chest and just massage gently behind your neck. And then release your hands back to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. One breath in with me, reach up to the ceiling. Fill your lungs with air, look up, invite that good flow energy that we practiced today. And then exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Bring our hands to our heart center. Thank you for your energy, the quality of your company. Namaste, yogis. Namaste. Hope you have a beautiful week. Thank you for joining me.